go on and call the meeting. I'm going to go on and call the meeting to order and just say good afternoon to everyone and welcome to our May 2020 virtual membership meeting. I hope all is well with everyone. Did everyone receive the agenda for today's meeting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, we will follow that agenda as sent out. So the next thing is a prayer. Will somebody please, whoever would like to, lead us in prayer to open up our meeting? Mr. Wiley, can you open us up in a prayer, please?
I was going to ask Mr. Charles.
Ms. Deacon Hall, can you open us up with a prayer, please?
Well, I don't. I'm not prepared with. Are you there, Kenzie? Yeah, well, open up to a prayer if you don't mind. Well, I'm getting Kenzie to open it up.
All right, everybody, please bow your heads. Thank you again for what you do. Meeting, or just be in the midst of everything that are here, through the ones that want to be here, and through with the ones that are having. Going through depression, going through sickness, Lord, be with the families.
He's praying there right now.
Be with everyone, and Lord, just protect everyone as we go to and fro from our destinations, homes, and picking up.
How many
Lord,
people are praying right now?
And Lord, just thank you for everything and be with this meeting. These blessings we ask in your Son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Thanks, Kenzie.
Oh.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. For reference, I would like for everyone to keep your phones on mute unless you're speaking, just to keep down the background noise when people are talking. Next, we'll have our minutes of our previous meeting by our secretary, Miss Margaret Mangrum. Do you have those minutes?
I just have some brief ones. Okay.
That'll be fine, yeah.
Minutes from April the 11th, 12 noon, our first virtual video NAACP meeting. There were 10 people present, and mostly we just talked about the current situation with the virus and how that we probably won't have any meetings in person for possibly the remainder of the year. And we just kind of chatted back and forth about how each of us was doing and whatnot. So that was, like I said, the first virtual meeting. So we just kind of got our feet wet. We didn't have an agenda or anything. And that concludes the minutes.
Okay. Let's see. I might have some more minutes in reference to the. Well, let's just go on and make a motion to approve those minutes that Secretary has outlined with any necessary corrections. I do.
President, I move that the minutes be accepted with any necessary corrections.
Or addition.
Or audit if they have to be.
Okay.
I move that we approve the minutes read by the secretary.
Okay.
Second motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposes? No opposes? We will accept the minutes as read with any corrections are additions. Okay. Next, we'll go to our financial report by our treasurer. Mr. Mangrum, are you ready for the treasury report?
Let's see, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I
Oh.
can.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I'm going through March and beginning balance is 15,584.85. There were two checks.
Remember to speak in your microphone.
Where's that again? There were two checks written on 36.
Yeah, Kenzie.
3620, but then there was a charge of 29.97. So then those two checks together at a 66.17. My balance in March, it was 15,578.72.
No, that's fine. We just look at it.
Let's see. Beginning balance was 15,376.
Can you call Ruth Steele on my other phone?
We had
Okay, get rid of the VIX smell.
Hey.
two deposits. It's from the with the city with a check from the city of Pueblo, 2,000.
Kenzie.
There was another deposit of 210,
I'm here.
and those two together added up. The total deposit was 17.
Okay.
Brother
Okay.
Greg, we can understand what
I'm
Fred's
sorry.
saying.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. I don't know if other people are.
Yes, I am too. I don't know
Okay.
nothing he said.
I didn't either. So, Mr. Mangrum, could you just give us a brief tally of our balance, the total that was spent, what came in, and that's it. You don't have to go through everything. Just give us the totals. And I know you have it written out, so we will get it sent out to everyone. But just give us and hold the microphone closer to you because it's breaking. It's coming in and out, so we're not hearing it. So just give us the balance, whatever checks that the total that went out and the total that came in, and the other stuff we will get in the written report. Is everybody in agreement with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you all right.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Okay, yes, I was saying.
What happened to him?
Who?
Are you still there, Mr. Mangrum?
I don't know why you can't having trouble hearing them.
I can hear Margaret.
Margaret, I can barely hear you also, so it must be something with the microphone.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'm sorry. I turned down my speaker so it won't have feedback. Can you hear me?
Okay, there you go. We
Madam
can hear you.
President, this is Ron Wiley.
Yes,
I
sir.
move that we table the treasurer's report, and it can be sent out via email at a later date, and we can continue with the agenda.
I
Okay.
second that. Mrs.
Okay.
Allen, I second that.
All in favor, everyone? Okay, we will table the treasury report and just send out the printed report when we get it done. Okay, let's go on with the report of officers. Let's start with the first Vice President, Ms. Helen Riley.
Oh, I don't have anything to report at this time.
Okay. We'll go on to second Vice, Alan Lambert.
Okay. I don't have much to report, but I did want to share with our membership based on the news that Miss Thelma Thornton, wife of Sienna Gibson, had passed away last month, and there's her obituaries online. She had passed away on March 25th. You can find her obituary on dignitymemorial.com. And also, her husband, Sienna Gibson, had passed away this past week. You can find that in the vital records at the Chieftain. I obtained that information from Miss Ruth Steele today. So we might, after the call, get some more information so we can share that with interested parties.
Okay. Yes, I did send out an email to everyone in reference to Mr. Gibson passing away on Tuesday. And wanted to, I sent to the secretary that we definitely want to send our condolences to the family and a possible donation, a gift from the organization, just to show our appreciation, as he was our past president. I spoken to the secretary, and she's gonna get more information as as I get more information on where to send it and the family and things of that sort. We will definitely get something out. I did notify our state conference president of his passing, and she sent her condolences from the state conference. Other branch presidents have also been sending their condolences. So we will pass all of that on to the family as we get more information on how to pass that information on. But thank you, Alan, for bringing that up. I had that on my agenda. So thank you for bringing that up.
That's all I have to report. And but I will add, for the this meeting, I will be recording our Zoom meetings and then posting them on YouTube. That way, members can watch them if they're not available to participate. They can see them afterward.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right.
Okay, and I want to leave my comments till after the committee reports. So I don't know. We'll just go down the line, and if anyone has anything to report, just feel free to chime in. Communications, press, and publicity, and community. Anyone?
Good. I'm Kenzie Hull. I'm feeling some better now, so I'm hope to be able to go to the meeting as soon as they open them up.
Okay. We're so happy to have you on the meeting with us today.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me.
And we're happy that you're feeling so much better.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, we want you to stay safe.
Okay.
And stay healthy. Okay.
Also wanted to recognize Kenzie Farrell. He had joined us on the call. He had helped his grandfather join us on the call as well.
Oh, thank you, Kenzie, grandson.
Okay, well, I'll do. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Anything with the education? I will discuss some things under education at the end after I go through all of the committee. The Freedom Fund.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Legal redress. Membership. Political action. Strategic planning.
I'll be doing my best to work with the members of that committee individually until we can get a maybe like a call in, like a similar meeting, Zoom meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Well, I'll just go on with my comments and remarks in reference to what we discussed at our virtual executive committee meeting. First off, we did get some information in reference from our national office as far as the virtual membership meetings should continue through July. They may go beyond July, but we'll get more updates from the national office. Also, our national conference that was to be held in Boston in July has been canceled. And with that, we did talk about in our executive committee meeting in reference to possibly having to cancel our community cookout, which we can go ahead and announce today that will be canceled in lieu of what's going on. And during the executive committee meeting, we discussed what we could do as a branch to positively affect the community in lieu of that outreach. And we had several suggestions in reference to the Care and Share donation, possibly donating to Dr. Margaret Wright's educational organization. I reached out to her. We have a meeting planned, well, not a meeting, just to discuss a time, a date when we could get together where she could go over the particulars of her organization with the executive committee so that we can have an informed decision on if we would like to continue with discussing a donation to her organization. And also, it was suggested that we contact the Pueblo Ministerial Fellowship in reference to maybe a donation, as the fellowship represents most of our membership. I did contact them, was told that due to these difficult times with no in-person church, no programs, a decrease in tithes and offering, that the churches would benefit or could benefit from a donation. So, and there are 8 churches in that organization, in that fellowship. So those are 3 possible community outreach that we could do. And if there's any other, I know I asked everyone to think on what other things that we could do. I'm not sure if anyone on the line has any suggestions other than those 3 that I just mentioned. If you do, you can go ahead and share that with us now.
Madam President, this is Ron Wiley.
Yes, sir.
It's not really a suggestion, it's just a thought that you might want to pass on to maybe the appropriate party. When you talked about Dr. Wright and her educational organization and possible partnering or whatever, Paco also came to mind, realizing that one of the arms of their of Paco is tutoring, another arm is mentoring, and the third one is scholarship. Perhaps Paco could be encouraged to consult with Dr. Wright or maybe some of the members of NAACP, who are also part of PARCO, could chime in on that conversation and see if all three could possibly assist in that area. Thank you.
Well, okay. Well, as I talk to Dr. Margaret Wright, I may be able to talk to Dr. Carl Wright also. And with these suggestions, with these ideas, what we discussed in our executive committee meeting was just the outreach that the NAACP could put our name on to support a community organization in these difficult times right now. So, and as we discussed in the meeting, that the PACO had went ahead with their scholarships. Also, Juneteenth went ahead with their scholarships, and the crowning of their queen and the court, even though activities have been canceled. And we even noticed that, Eric had brought to our attention that the Pueblo Democratic Latino organization had donated masks to the firefighters and our Pueblo police. And we had suggested that we might be able to do something to impact the community in a positive manner also. So
Madam President,
that's,
this is Alan.
yeah.
Can I, Madam President, this is Alan. Can I do recall during the executive committee, Kathy and Eric had shared their ideas on what they were working on. Can they repeat some of that to the member meeting here?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
What we had talked about. This is Eric. One thing we had
Go
talked.
ahead, Eric.
One thing I talked about, since we've given masks to general public away through the Latino Forum, and gave masks to the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party gave masks to the police department. One of the underserved communities is nursing homes. As you well know, that a lot of the deaths are occurring in nursing homes. A lot of the staff is getting COVID-19. So I proposed that perhaps we could look into making masks or getting masks to the nursing homes.
I don't know if any of the members, but we put together at that event 2-3 weeks ago, it was about 700 masks, but we had about a team of 17 ladies and 2 gentlemen helped on the project. So it was quite a task, and we did it in 2 weeks. But I did about 80 myself, and we got in a little what was it, like a little assembly line. He would cut the material, and I would just sew it, and we assembled them rather quickly. So we're still willing to do that if we can get our hands on more fabric. So that's just one thing. The other thing too I want to mention is that we also belong to the Sacred Heart Cathedral, and one of the things that they've been doing in order to help their shortfall is that they have a lot of expenses coming up, like their insurance costs. So they were trying to raise $10,000. The churches also needed a repair, and again, their insurance costs are due. So what they did is they put together a raffle, and to all the parishioners, they sent out 5 tickets, and at $10 a piece. So that was a $50 donation. So they're going to use part of that if they can get $10,000 together to pay for their expenses for 3 to 4 months, including the insurance bill that's coming up due. So there's a lot of churches out there that are hurting. You're absolutely correct. And they're trying to also take some of that, slice that money and give to scholarship funds out there as well. So again, there's a lot of creative things that are being done out in the community that can be done from home, and either serving the community. Like I said, we put together the 150 masks for the police department because they didn't have any. I think the fire department, they did get some personal protective equipment that they were able to purchase from I think it was a vendor someplace, but it took a lot of work. But the police literally had nothing, so we were able to help a little bit. But like Eric said, the nursing homes are in need. So again, just let you know that there's a lot of need out there right now trying to fight the pandemic.
Okay, thank you, Kathy.
Sure.
Yes. Do you know if there's any of the 700 masks left that we could get a hold of, or will we have to
what happened was we had the Democratic Party had advertised it on Facebook, and that was supposed to start at 3:00, and cars started lining up at 2. And all the masks, 700 masks, were handed out within 35 minutes.
No, it was more. It was like 50 minutes.
Yeah, 50 minutes. And they were gone, and there were cars lined up for like blocks, and the police had to come in and traffic. So, it went fast.
Okay. And yeah, okay. I don't know if we have the capability to mass produce masks, but I know there's a lot of sites or people I've been seeing that are making them, and we possibly could get a hold of some of those individuals and see if we can purchase some, if that would be something that the branch would want to do. And that was another reason we mentioned the Pueblo Ministerial Fellowship. Most of those churches have membership within the organization, within our organization, and most of our organization goes to one of the 8 churches in that fellowship. And our churches are really hard hit when you compare it to some of the other churches that have money. So it would be, is my suggestion, that we go ahead and discuss trying to help the Pueblo Ministerial Fellowship with a donation. And I was thinking of just $100 to each church, so that would be $800, and that would be the churches involved would be New Hope, A Street, New Bethany, Bethlehem, First AME, Evangelist Church of God in Christ, the Pueblo Center of Empowerment, and I believe Mercy and Peace Church Fellowship. And even just $100, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it would definitely help each church to in their endeavors, since they have no funds at all coming into the fellowship due to the coronavirus, and possibly, like I said, trying to locate some masks for some of the nursing homes.
Madam President,
does that sound reasonable to you all? And the reason I don't want us to keep going from meeting to meeting. We discussed this already, and I would like for us to kind of get a definitive answer of
I'm wondering
what we want to do.
I wonder if there are any members of the churches that have sewing machines or can sew.
I think that is a wonderful idea.
One at a time.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
I think that's a wonderful idea to give each church $100 to help them out. I think that's a wonderful idea. After all, we are counseling our picnic, and like you say, they are struggling. but just, you know, send each individual church their check. Don't give it to the ministerial lounge. Just send each church $100 donation from the NAACP, and I think that's a wonderful idea.
Okay. Yes, and that's, I'm sorry, yeah, yes, each church, we would send it with a letter.
Yeah.
And also with that letter, it'll be, some suggestions on, you know, of membership, of if you're not a member, become a member, and if your membership has expired, please see us to renew your membership. So it would be an outreach letter sent
Well, I
with
think
the
that's a
donation.
wonderful idea. I really do.
This is Alan.
Okay.
We had a question from Frederick and Margaret Mangrum written to me
Okay.
on the Zoom call. It says, Frederick and Margaret Mangrum have wrote, generally, what would the funds to the Ministerial Alliance or to the churches be used for? So what I'm hearing is outreach and to support. What I'm hearing from you, Madam President, is that the funds will be used for supporting the operations of the 6 churches because of the lack of tithing. Is that correct, or can you be a little more specific? That way we can answer the Magnum's question.
Well, that is exactly right. Just to as a service from us to them, showing our support to them, each church, due to the difficult times that they are going through right now, and through this coronavirus and COVID-19, due to, you know, tithing been down, no programs to generate funds, you know, that they normally would have generated some funds for the Easter program and the Good Friday program, but those programs had to be canceled. So the organization doesn't have much in their budget. But yeah, it's just for us to reach out to them to let them know that we're thinking of them and we want to support them. They can do whatever they need, whatever the pastor and congregation, whatever the pastor, let me just say the pastor, feels the need that the church has for the $100. It's like I said, it's just a small donation. It's not going to do a whole lot, but it could pay maybe a water bill or, you know, something, help pay their electric bill, you know, that type thing.
Okay.
Madam President, this is Ron Wiley.
Yes, sir.
I guess this is just perhaps I'd like to pass on not a word of advice, not even a caution, because your idea is great. It shows compassion, and the country is going through a difficult time. But I have to remind myself of the mission of the NAACP as a national organization, and I have to try to make clear in my mind that what we do fits within the mission of the national organization. So first thing pops in my mind is the selection of who or where to send money. For one, I'm aware that there is a community-wide, a religious organization that seeks to do the same thing. But I just want to make sure that it's equitable. We're not self-selecting certain churches, that is equitable and available to all. And I guess I like to end with saying that, you know, I'd like to see it come to fruition. It's a terrific idea. But perhaps we may want to bounce it off maybe the state president or a higher ranking source to make sure that we are within the mission and that we are on safe ground and there are no perceptions of discrimination or self-selecting those to receive. I just had to get that off my chest. Thank you, Madam President.
Okay. And I thank you for that insight. and the reasoning that we went that way was because pretty much most of the people involved in that organization and that fellowship are involved with our organization. But I will, if we all agree, I will talk with the state conference president to make sure we are we're moving forward in the right direction, and that we're not doing anything contrary to what our mission statement and our what our organization stands for. So I will, if everyone's in agreement with us going ahead, I will contact state conference president before we finalize. But you know.
This is Alan.
I
just had a.
I move that,
Yeah.
you know, we go ahead and take account on it or vote on, and then you check with the state president to see if we're in our guidelines, and if we are, to give those churches a little donation from the NAACP.
Okay. Okay, and it would be their fellowship, but those are the churches within
Yeah.
that fellowship. Okay.
Fellowship, yeah.
Okay. Yes. Alan, go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, I was just monitoring the chat window. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I also agree. Ron's point's helpful, and Frederick and Margaret just wanted to. I think it's also for the purpose of taking the minutes. They wanted you to repeat the 6 churches. Could you just do that momentarily, so that way Margaret can catch that?
Yes, I will. Let me go and get my list, because I was going off of my memory. Hold on.
Okay.
Well,
and while you
I
do
know
that,
it's 8 churches. It's
8 churches. 8 churches. Okay. And she also just wanted to say anything we can do to not appear biased as well. I think her point aligns with Ron's. So
right.
And maybe I would suggest, following our group's discussion here, it would be a good idea to circle back to the executive committee, to do the final resolution on that action, just so we're all on the same side about that.
Okay, sounds good. And I will reach out to our state conference president also to make sure we're within our guidelines. Okay. Okay. The next.
Why are we on this subject? What's the name of the organization?
Yeah, she's going to mention that.
Pueblo Member.
It's Kinsey Hull. I just want to know what's the name of the organization, so I know what we're doing.
Okay, it's the Pueblo Ministerial Fellowship.
Oh, okay.
Was one suggestion. We also discussed donating to Care and Share, and also possibly donating. And these were just different suggestions. We wouldn't be donating to everyone, but just a community service project that we wanted to do. And I know Care and Share is getting donations from a lot of other folks. And I will talk, and I'll talk with Margaret tomorrow, Monday, and we can see, and both Margaret Wright and Dr. Carl Wright, as Dr. Carl Wright represents PACO. So we'll discuss that with them on Monday to schedule a time and date where they can present to us their mission and plan with their educational program that they have.
All right.
Okay. So let's go on. I wanted to, as far as in the political action, we have been talking about the donation to the Pueblo Democratic Party since the St. Patrick's Day dinner had been canceled. We had purchased a table for $550, and because of that dinner fundraiser being canceled, Eric has forwarded our check, and we discussed going on and giving them a donation. And I would like for us to decide the amount so we can go on and get that taken care of also. The Pueblo Democratic Party, they donated to our Freedom Fund banquet last year of $250, I believe. It's not necessary that we have to donate the same amount, but it would be, we had decided that we would donate something, so I've put that out for discussion also.
Well, Madam President, I was going to say 250, anywhere between 200 and 250 would be my suggestion to donate to them.
This is Margaret. Make a motion. We give them an amount. I would suggest $350.
So
Well, my
just think,
suggestion is 250. So that's what
that was going to be my suggestion also, was 250, but yeah, but we can discuss it. 'Cause I want everyone's input.
okay, so just to reiterate, I'm hearing Margaret has motioned to make a $350 donation, and Ms. Helen Wiley has suggested $250, and Roxana was amenable to $250. And then Roxana said, do we have some further discussion on this?
I don't think any further discussion. Maybe we just need to vote on it. Like I say, get it behind us so we can go ahead and get them the check, and
Yeah.
don't have to worry about that no more.
Right. Okay. So what do we want to do? All those in favor of 250, vote by saying aye. Using your microphone.
Aye.
Aye.
That's 1, 2. Aye, 3.
That's 3.
Kathy and I have to abstain because of personal conflict.
Yeah.
Right. That's fine. I'm sure you all, whatever we decide to give is going to be helpful.
Yeah, whatever's given will be appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
This is a different time. It's a pandemic time, so whatever you donate is appreciated. And just so you all know that the food that went for that dinner went to the Pueblo mission.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I think you mentioned that at the last meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Did Mr. Hall want to vote on the item as well?
He did. I thought he said 250. I thought I heard him say when we voted, he said, yeah.
Okay, I need a vote from the Wileys and Allen and Mr. Hull.
Everybody said yeah, Margaret, on 250.
Okay. Anybody opposed?
Well, I don't know what to do about it, but whatever everybody decide to do is all right with me.
Okay. Unanimous. Everybody voted.
Yeah, unanimous. So do we need to vote on it? Make a motion, or that was the motion? We had already decided to give it to them. Okay. So, and that was the vote. So everybody was, the majority said 250.
Yeah.
We will get a check made for 250 to the Pueblo Democratic Party. Is that who it goes to, Kathy?
Kathy and Eric are abstained
Okay.
because of
No.
conflict of interest. Oh, who did it go
No,
to?
I said,
You make
who does the check, who would we write the check to? The
The-
Democratic Party or
Yeah,
the Latino Dem?
No. It goes to the Pueblo County Democratic Party.
Okay,
That's all.
I'll
okay.
get their address. Their address is on the webpage, right?
Yeah,
Real-
602 West 9th Street
Okay.
in Pueblo.
Okay, good. I'm glad that is done. So we've been dealing with that since March, so that's now done. Okay, the next thing was just to talk about the coronavirus and the COVID-19 as it relates to Pueblo. As we said, I believe the first death was Miss Thelma Thornton, and our last death, I believe, is Kenyana Gibson. So right now we have 12 deaths, and we had 7 new cases. I know they're reaching out for testing. I had heard that they're trying to get 250 people tested a day on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that they do the testing. And we haven't gotten up to that threshold yet, but it has been, I've been told that the testing is now open to people without symptoms. And those criteria is anyone over 65, African American, Latino, Indian tribe, any persons in those groups, and anybody that has been in contact with a person testing positive, and our healthcare and first responders, and residents of long-term care facilities. And lastly, was anybody experiencing homelessness. So it goes beyond just the homeless, but anybody that has been experiencing homelessness. The testing site is at the State Fairgrounds. It's free, and it's open from 9 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, as I said before. To be tested, you have to be able to administer the test yourself. They give you the swab or the whatever it is that you do, and you just take it and swab it on your throat or tongue or something, and you give it back to them. And you have to have an enclosed vehicle, which is what was in place in the first already. So now it's open to anyone. So if anybody that falls into these categories that want to test, and the testing is important to start tracking the virus, to see, without the test, we don't know who is positive. So that's why they're advocating to take the test. And like I said, it is free now. It used to cost you $120 unless your insurance covered it, but now it is free. So I just wanted to pass that information on to everyone.
Madam President, this is Ron Wiley, and
yes,
I just
sir.
got a question for clarification. In taking the test and coming back negative, that does not guarantee that you will not contact COVID-19 on down the line. It just tells you at that point in time that you took the test, you were not infected. You can't have the possibility of getting infected the very next day.
Yes, that is true.
Okay,
but
thank you.
Okay, that is true. But the problem here that I was understanding is just the lack of testing the lack of us, Pueblo, reaching that threshold of 250. And I think that may be the reason that they opened it up to anyone, pretty much, so they can get a track on, you know, if it's down here and how prevalent it is in our community. So the other thing in reference to the COVID, I read, and I guess everyone else read in the newspaper today, that our schools will resume in-person classes in the fall. So Colorado, the governor has said that we will resume in-person classes in the fall. I know Dr. Wright had mentioned how District 60 had been preparing for this. So I guess if nothing changes, school will be back in session in the fall. But just to say, with what I've been hearing and my discussions, Pueblo seems to be doing fairly well during the pandemic. Food banks are set up, free lunch is set up for the school kids. The city had not given out, but allotted $5 million to the small businesses in the city to get grants, the free testing. So I think we're doing pretty good, but we still must stay abreast to what's going on, stay knowledgeable and aware, and relay accurate information to make good and correct decisions. I don't think anyone has, any individuals have contacted us as far as any civil rights violations been violated during this time. But we do recognize that there's disparities in the marginalized communities, and we want to stay on top of everything as much as we can. I know we all been staying inside trying to be safe ourselves, but we do want to stay aware. Has anybody else received or got any information as far as the COVID-19 and the coronavirus? Any more information that can be passed on? Okay, and we'll go on. We discussed the importance of the 2020 census as another subject. We want to continue to communicate the importance of the 2020 census. The census represents fair political representation, and also the distribution of federal monies into the state and local communities, and especially our community, the marginalized community, the underserved community. And we need to stress the importance of everyone being counted. I know we have something on our site, on our website, that people can go to connect them with the census form. Is that still available, Alan?
Yeah, to your instruction, I updated the front page of our website. It says, "You count, we count, everybody counts. Complete your 2020 census and be counted," and a link to census.gov. And that takes them to the homepage of census.gov. And there's a link. There should be a link on that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Yeah, and it's quite easy. I think it's 9 questions, and it's not intrusive at all. So I just think, we need to continue to encourage folks to get that done. I believe, I can't remember, I know the deadline has been extended because of everything going on. So, but we need to ensure that our constituency knows the importance of that. And also the November election, there's been a lot of things in play, the mail-in ballots, even drive-through voting, but we, as the national organization has emphasized, we need to make sure everyone can vote that is able to vote, and that no restrictions be placed on certain people.
This is Alan. Just a reminder that there was another ballot election in early May regarding the power issue. Did anyone have any comments about that?
This is Eric. I totally agree. It also reflects the lack of self-confidence in Pueblo and the people's inability to see what's in their best interest. Pueblo reminds me of an abused spouse who goes back to the same abuser, unfortunately. We have a big battle in front of us as far as public perception.
And I think also because of what was going on, everybody didn't get all the information that they could have gotten, I think. And people were going off of what was sent in the mail constantly or what was seen on television constantly. So, and in order to make good decisions, you have to have good information. So maybe if it wasn't, if what was going on wasn't going on, maybe people would have reached out more, and both sides could have put more information out to the people to make a responsible and correct decision. Well, not the correct decision is whatever decision the people made, but just a more informed decision.
I see that Miss Margaret and Frederick has raised their hand. Do you want to go ahead, Margaret?
Okay. Go like this.
I know they got their hand raised. Margaret and Fred, did you have a comment? Oh, well, I'll message them, see what their comment is. But I was also going to say that I wanted to acknowledge the folks from Bringing Power Home for meeting with us, those few months, Mark and everything.
Yeah.
Because before the COVID virus occurred, our association was considering doing like a joint op-ed with other organizations in town, but the virus disrupted our ability to get together and do that. So.
Right. I know there was a lot of forums that were going to be in place, and panel discussions, and all of that had to be canceled. So yeah. But and the last thing that I had, if that's all we need to say about the voting issue. And
Madam President, may I? This is Eric.
Yes.
There's
Eric.
there's a issue below the horizon, which is very well hidden at this point, is the U.S. Postal Service. It appears there's a major effort to basically eviscerate the postal system to prevent, to obstruct voting by mail. I think there's, they've required them to pre-fund pension plans, which nobody else does. They just named a crony to be the Postmaster General. So I think there's a full court press to limit people's ability to vote. That's my, it seems to be the way it's going. So we need to keep our eyes on that ball too.
Yes.
Maybe that's
something
that's
what I was talking about. Yeah.
Maybe, Marxena, maybe when you're talking to State President Rosemary, maybe inquire that point with her and see what she has to say.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And last but not least, as many people probably have heard about the shooting death of Ahmaud Avery, an unarmed black man jogging in Georgia. The NAACP has started a social movement, #WeAreDoneDying. And you can go on the national website and get more information on that. But it's encouraging everyone to join in and share your voice and urge Congress to take measures to ensure that Black lives are protected. I know yesterday there was a campaign honoring the young man and the support of his family doing a 2.23 a run, walk, or jog or whatever, which I participated in yesterday doing my walk. 9 miles, nine laps around the track, Miss Helen, to commemorate 2.23 miles, which represents the day that this young man was shot down and killed. And I think yesterday was his birthday. He would have been 26. And when I seen that tape, all I could think of is that could have been my child, and then I thought about my grandsons growing up and what, it could be one of them. So this was pure vigilante in my opinion. So there's rallies been held today across the country in reference to that and support of the family and justice. It happened back in February, and they finally, once the video got out and people started voicing their concerns and opinions, the two men were arrested. And yesterday, they were denied bail also, which is a good sign. But yeah, we have to do something about that. Voting rights as well as our human rights. So, and that's, if you're interested, just go to the NAACP website and just get the information on the movement. As I said, it's #WeAreDoneDying. And last but not least, happy Mother's Day. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hopefully the husbands still could send flowers even though we can't get out. You can still call the florist or send some candy or something. Or cook dinner even.
That's too much. That's a bridge too far.
I agree with you, President Matt.
You agree? How about you, Kathy? What you think? But just in on a positive note, stay safe. Continue to do what you need to do, even though we're in the safer at home and things are starting to open up. We're still not back to normal. So take care of yourself.
I miss you guys. Miss seeing all your faces, and hopefully
yes,
I'll see
you all too.
And I just want to say that the thing that I was doing last time when we talked about
yes, how did that come out?
That it came out fine. I was able to do 101 bags.
Ooh,
I did the 3 fire departments, Fight for Life, the ambulance service, and the police dispatchers. They all got treat bags, water, sodas, juices. So from just two streets the two streets out here that I put letters on their mailboxes, I had a wonderful response to that. And everyone that we took stuff to was so thankful and appreciative of the bags and stuff that we gave to them. So we were able to do 101 bags out of all the donations that I got.
Great. That sounds really, I like that. I was hoping.
Congratulations on your project.
Yes,
Really.
that was a really good project, yeah. The Lord put that on your heart, and I'm glad you moved on it.
Yes, I did, and I got it done.
Okay. Are there any other comments or announcements?
Stay well.
I just want to comment, I discovered there's a Karen share going on May 1st. I'm at the church across the street. And I just had a conversation with the lady who's running it and found out there's so many Karens and shares and places to get food in Pueblo. No one should go hungry. All right, maybe church giveaway.
Margaret, you faded out again.
Oh, okay.
There's a Karen share going on where?
Reminded of the progressive commercial.
Oh, Margaret typed in May 21st at 11:01 Cedar. So that's May 21st
May 21st.
at 11:01 Cedar. Karen Share Food Bank. Mobile, I think it's either a mobile food bank or maybe out in the parking lot.
Karen share. And that's for people to pick up food, or is it for donations? What is it?
I think it's donations, but if donations.
Donations, okay.
Yeah. She says, but they are by appointment only. So she said that Margaret is saying that that this is by appointment only. And the best way to do that is to email Margaret for some information. For those who need to pick up food. So if spread the word, and Margaret's saying that there's so many food giveaways in town that no one should go hungry in Pueblo. So if you know of anyone who is going hungry or needs to pick up food, please get in contact with Margaret, call her, email her, and she'll get you that appointment information.
Okay.
Also,
I have it written down.
Good. Also, Ruth Steele sends her regards. She would have liked to join us today, but being Mother's Day weekend, she gets a lot of calls as well. So she wanted to send her regards and love.
She's doing well, though.
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. Well, I think that's all. That's all I have. If nobody else has anything.
Does Mr. Kenzie Hall have anything to share before we end the call? Mr. Kenzie, do you have anything to share?
Yeah, everything's all right thus far. So
Good.
So thanks for notifying me.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
Okay,
I second that.
Okay.
Hope everyone takes care.
Bye-bye.
Everyone take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Yeah.